Hey everyone, welcome to GHT Time where we discuss all things General Hospital. So guys, don't forget to hit that bell notification so you'll know when we drop a new video. And I would say get your tea, get your snacks, put your feet up, and let's get ready to recap this very eventful episode. This is the GA's daily recap for Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. So in this episode, we had a host of folks. We had some Trina, we have Valentin, some girl Cullum. I'm always getting this guy's name wrong. Tracy, and a bunch of other people. So let's get started and see what our favorite characters were up to. So Portia and Trina had a conversation. Portia came over. She knew the storm was there, so Trina couldn't really kick her out. She'd kind of be stuck there. And she said she was going to tell Trina that she wanted to just hash out their problems, right? So she's telling Trina, at first she started with Jordan, her father, and stuff like that. It did seem like she was kind of doing the blame game, but she wasn't off by a lot of things that she was saying, but I think she could have came at her a different way. But anyway, Trina started really getting on Portia and called her a liar and a cheater. And what was weird about their conversation is that Portia didn't tell Trina that her and Curtis had already come to an understanding that their marriage was over. Remember, Portia took off her ring. She was done. And she didn't also didn't tell Trina that Isaiah knew that she's pregnant because Trina made a comment about how she was going to hide this baby from Curtis and not let him know he was the father. That's not what was going on. And honestly, she has the right to postpone that paternity test as long as possible. Nobody knows how this is putting the baby's life in jeopardy. If you look into statistics, yes, you can do a paternity test, but her age and the process of doing this paternity test is kind of not worth that baby's life. So anyway, she put it out there that she needs to find out who the father is. Um, I don't like the way they're writing Trina right now. They're making her seem like she's like 10 years old. She is a grown up. They need to have her acting like a grown up. On the other hand, too, Portia's a grown woman. She cheated on her husband. That's between her and her husband. Yeah, your daughter might be upset, but all of that, you're her cheater. It's too much. Um, they gotta tighten the storyline up a little bit. But other than that, they're still having this conversation. So I hope they kind of fill in the little holes in it to make it a little bit more believable. So Danny and Charlotte were talking about what happened. Charlotte told Danny that she overheard Nina discussing with Brennan how she was going to get some information out of Charlotte about her father. So this really devastated Charlotte. It's so crazy. I watched that episode and I truly did not see Charlotte overhearing Brennan. That was crazy. But anyway, um, Nina will throw anybody underneath the bus. Somebody made up a perfect thing about how they said she threw Curtis underneath the bus, she threw Sasha underneath the bus, and now she's throwing poor Charlotte underneath the bus. It's for Willow. Okay, I will leave comments about Willow alone, but Nina need to kind of stop doing this. But anyway, Charlotte wants to go tell her father that Nina can't be trusted. But what's happening is the blizzard is going on. So Danny's trying to convince Charlotte that they should wait because Valentin can't go anywhere and he should be all right until they can get to him. But Charlotte's insisting she wants to get over to her father so that she can tell him about Nina. So it looks like the two have decided to make the troop through the snow and to head to Carly's house. So Tracy went over to Drew's house to get her stuff. While she goes over there, she finds out Martin's in there freeloading, I guess. he's house sitting. And her and Martin are going back and forth. Martin is saying she can't get her stuff, and Tracy's like, I'm taking my stuff. And Martin needs to be quiet and go sit down. That is Tracy's stuff. He knows Drew was wrong for taking that stuff. He should just sit down, let her take the stuff out the house. I mean, Drew don't need it anyway. He coming home, what he gonna do with it? So it's like, let her take her stuff. But they bickering back and forth about, how he's telling her she can't take her stuff. You know what's so crazy? That's that rumor or spoiler about, it's not a spoiler. Yeah, well, it was a spoiler about somebody who's gonna have their first kiss, and a lot of people are speculating that it may be Nathan and Lulu, but what if it's Tracy and Martin? That'll be just straight crazy. But I'm hoping that them being stuck at this storm will help them get past this back and forth because it is crazy the way these two are going at each other. I'm team Tracy because Martin is just irritating, but but I would like to see them come to some kind of semi-truce. So Emma and Gio were getting ready to, getting their clothes ready so they could go over to help Tracy get her stuff back. And Emma made a strong point about to Gio, you need to put some gloves on because you need to be able to keep your fingers from getting frostbite. She's just concerned about him being able to play the violin in the future when he wants to be able to play again. Finally, they found some gloves for him. They go outside to see if they can make it through the snow, and no, they can't make it now. So Tracy's over there by herself with Martin, and Emma and Gio got snowed in, and they're together. And of course, they lead up to some fun in time. So they over there having a good old time, and I guess everybody's just gonna put on hold on trying to get Tracy's stuff back. So Carly told Valentin that Charlotte's missing. Valentin's freaking out, but Carly was telling him, "Don't worry about it. She's got to be on her way over here. Why? Because she just spoke about him at the Metro Court, and we just gotta give it a little time." Valentin's concerned, which is understandable because there's a blizzard outside, and he wants to go looking for her, but he shouldn't leave the house because people are looking for him. So Carly's trying to calm him down and get him to relax, and she's like, "Let's just wait for Charlotte to get here." And as parents, they kind of were relating to each other how they want to do, not panic, but they want to go after their kids when they know their kids are in trouble. And Carly was like, yeah, she knows because she wants to be able to save Josslyn from where she's at in that WSB. And he knows he wants to save his daughter because he's scared that she's going to get hurt by the storm. But both of them were like, okay, they're going to sit down and just wait until Charlotte gets there. So Nathan and Lulu are looking for Charlotte. Nathan and Lulu called Nathan because she said her car is not up to par for the weather. Nathan was like, "Don't worry about it. I got a 4-wheel drive. I'll take you around looking for Charlotte." So they go looking for Charlotte, but they did go. I just realized they went to the Quartermaines, and I guess they realized Charlotte's not there. So they went looking for Charlotte further out, and the snow stopped them. Now they're stuck at some diner together, and they're like, well, we're just gonna have to make the best of this. So this may lead into two of the spoilers for this week. It was like Lulu confesses something, maybe she'll confess something to Nathan, and then also it was somebody she has a first kiss. It may be Nathan and Lulu, which would be really weird because Maxie's in a coma, and we know that Kristen Storm is on her way back. So she's gonna wake up, and if these two are like googly eyes in each other, that's gonna be strange. I think Lulu need to fall back off the Nathan thing and wait until she can speak to Maxie. But we'll see how this goes. So Josh went over to Wyndemere because remember she cut the power, right? So she's on her way over to Wyndemere. She's there now. She's trying to look around in that cabinet again, in that foyer area where everybody's at. I don't understand that. If the things that happen in the catacombs, why are you not trying to get down there? And maybe she thinks there's a secret lever upstairs. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, Josh is up in that little foyer area where they do little stuff. And she's trying to open that same cabinet she was trying to open last few days ago. And then she hears somebody in the background. So she goes and hides. And when she hides, she looks in and she realizes it is Director Cullum. And she was like, oh, what do I do? So she pulls out her gun for what? I don't know. You shooting people at Wyndemere now? Okay, whatever. She waits in the little wing, but then she came up with a plan. So she put out her gun away, and then she came out. She was like calling for Lucas. And then she was just like, oh, I was going to a different party. Then I decided to come over and see my cousin. Right? So this Cullen dude is asking her all these questions. And Josh was answering him. He brought out a blanket and some brandy or something for them to drink. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't drink nothing that man handed me because who knows if he put something in that drink. But anyway, she's talking to him, but she's trying to keep her answers kind of vague-ish. And right now that's what they're doing. He's just trying to examine like who is she, right? This man is not stupid. So I'm sure he's gonna figure out she's WSB. She's gonna be locked up downstairs with Anna because she ain't making no sense. This whole WSB storyline with Josh needs to end. I just don't believe that she is. I don't believe her. It's not believable. Either they gotta give her a partner that's believable so we can believe her or something. I don't know how they fix the storyline, but I really wish she would go back to med school. But Cullen is still asking her a bunch of questions. I wouldn't be shocked if he drugged a drink or if he's just going to lock her downstairs and ask her why she's really there. But we'll see more as they do the follow-up storyline. So guys, that's the end of the recap for Wednesday. If you haven't already, hit the bell notification because we upload videos all the time, so it alert you when we upload a new one. And kindly like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And thank you again, guys, for joining us for GHT time. We'll see you next time. Bye.